Hello, this is John, Bench Fisherman. Got a pretty cool little project here. My first left-hand bait caster was a B Mag 1001. I was scrolling through the bay, and this just hit the auction. Well, it was a buy it now. Exact reel I had. My first left-hand bait caster. So, and I was wanting one just to use because I don't use my original. I've kind of retired it. Don't want it pulled over the boat or over the bank or whatever. So I put it away, and I'm going to fix one up and maybe hot rod it a little bit. So this is one of those memory lane type of videos where I'm doing this because I used to have one, and I'm gonna pull this horrible braid off of it. I don't know what I'm gonna find with the braid. Either the drag's gonna be smoked or something. But this reel, like I said, it's gonna get ceramic bearings all the way through it. I've ordered a complete set for it, and it's gonna get new drags, carbon tex drag, and everything's gonna be put back together, cleaned, put back together, lubricated, and it's going to be a really nice little reel. First thing I got to do is get this junk off of it. I can't stand this stuff. I'm doing it my old toilet paper roll way here. We'll just get that done real quick. There we go. That stopped a little harsh, didn't it? That's another thing I don't like about braid. If it's mono, it would just pop right there, and wouldn't have to fight with it like that. This reel was never designed to be used with braid, ever. Braid didn't even exist when this reel came out in 88 or 89. So I am going to upgrade my drill. I bought this 2004 maybe, and that's the last I had like 5-6 battery packs. That's the last one I got that will even take a charge. Drill works fine, but you can't get those batteries anymore. They're not worth They're not worth the money they cost, honestly. I can buy a whole drill and battery from Harbor Freight for what I use it for down here in the garage. Fairly cheap. So here we go. Everything works on it. So let's take it apart. Brings back a lot of memories. A lot of memories. I never caught a whole lot of bass on that first one, but I caught a few nice ones. One thing about it didn't cast as good as some other reels. It never cast as good as my ambassadors, but it was my first one, and I was learning too. So one thing about it is I'm just thinking quietly right now on it while I take it apart. Make sure I don't lose anything important. Like these little things. It was in there crooked, by the way. Can't remember if that comes out this way or the other way. There it goes. All right. So I started out using, like most people, right-hand bait casters, right? And I couldn't understand why. I grew up on spinning gear, cranking with my left. And then they designed, most spinning gear, even from the factory, was left-hand crank. So you could cast with your right. Then bait casters were the opposite. It made no sense to me. Why am I switching hands? I got cast, switch hands. It makes no sense to me. And when I saw one of these, I'd seen them in Bass Pro Shops catalog in the late 80s. I'd never seen one in a local tackle shop. And I was walking through Kmart of all places. And not only did they have one, they had it on sale. It was right at Christmas time. And I was in there with my dad, I believe. And I bought it. And I've never looked back. Never looked back. It was, it's in pretty good shape. I mean, I'm not seeing anything major. That's going to have to be cleaned by hand, but that bushing will probably get replaced, I'm sure. My kit should have that in it. I've tried to find a BFS spool for this reel, but I don't think anybody makes one. I'm going to run 10-pound test on it. I don't need a lot of capacity. It's going to be for mostly small creek or small rivers, large creeks. Maybe a pond here and there. I don't really own a boat anymore. I am thinking about getting a little pond boat, like a little pontoon bass hound, one of those, something like that. But that's down the road a little bit because right now not much money coming in with me being off work sick. So a purchase like that's got to be planned a little better. So what's going to happen is I want to get this thing apart and clean it and have to wait for parts to come in. They should be here early next week. This being a Saturday. Leave that just like that. Get all these screws out. Put them all together. They were all the same length. That bearing comes out and yeah. Oh, that's the pin for the anti-reverse dog. I've been into these a couple of times, so not too worried about the parts. I've cleaned mine many times over the years. That pin went in right there. It does always tend to stick with the cover. Now this bushing will be replaced. Well, that's more of a spacer, so probably not. It doesn't really do anything but just ride there. So, keeping everything in order here. Let's get those springs out before they go flying somewhere. We'll go ahead and pull that pin back out. Pull the dog out. Really dirty, but not in horrible shape. Drag's good. I was expecting to see it smoked after seeing that braid on there. I could reuse those if I had to. It's real important to note that the side of the gear, where it's got the small center section, there's a bug flying around in here. goes to the bottom plate like that. Just really dirty. I expected that with this reel. I was really surprised to see it buy it now, and I was really surprised that I was at the right place at the right time to do that. It's important to note how all this goes back together, because that anti-reverse won't work unless you put it the right way. So it goes in like this. See how this got those little cuts in it? It helps set the tooth of the gear in there. Okay, so it goes in just like that. The tooth of the anti-reverse dog. All right, let's see what else we got here. This comes out. Just clean that up good. Another bushing, which will also be a bearing. Don't really need to do too much more except for take this off. I want to say there's a bearing under that too. That's not going to work. Yeah, there's a bushing on that. So we're going to take that loose. And I would put this over something that won't let it fly too far. Like that. Take the... Yep, it's a little bushing that will become a bearing there. And that was in there like that. Yep. All right. Don't think I'm going to take this loose. I can clean that in place, no problem. We're good there. This top cover comes off. This front piece comes off. Looks like it's got the same screw as the top piece. We'll just put those all together. Now we can work on the level line. Take it to one side. This is back when Shimano still used metal caps. When they went to those plastic caps, their reels went to junk. There's a little bit of shim down in there. Don't lose it. It will not work right without that shim. Doesn't want to come out. It's got so much gum on it. And I'm going to have to find something I can pick it with. There it goes. Really gummy. Look at that. That's going to work so much better. Now we can take this big E-clip off right here. Don't lose that. It tried to go flying, didn't it? Alright, then your level line just decides to leave the conversation there. And your guide and the tube. And wow, this thing's gonna clean up nice. I'm tempted to go ahead and just pull that last piece off. Yeah, we'll do it. I don't normally, but it looks pretty grungy. Trying to keep everything separate, so when I go back and look at this video, I will know where everything went. And there is a little small bushing right there, but I don't think it comes out. Yeah, it does. Ooh, okay. Let's make sure there's no more anywhere. Well, that's it. We'll clean the reel up. And when I come back, this will be a really nice, cool reel when I get it back together. All these parts get cleaned by hand. These parts get cleaned by hand. This gets cleaned by hand. Okay, let's clean it up. Well, hello, I'm back. It's been a couple of weeks since I took this reel apart. I sure hope I remember how it goes back together. I got some new bearings for it. 4 of them to be exact. Let's see how they match up to what came out of it. Oh, I don't need to do that. Fast eddies. I usually do pretty well with fast eddies. Don't have too many problems with their kits. Especially when it actually says for the actual reel I'm buying. Sometimes it's hard to explain, but you get, or that I'm working on, but sometimes you'll buy a set of a bearing kit, and it's like for a, just to say a Daiwa Saltist 20. And it'll say also fits SL20SH. Well, those are the ones you gotta watch, because I can guarantee you half the time they ain't right. There's your handle bearing. It looks correct. Let's just, yep. Slides over that. So we can set that bearing out. Probably not a damn thing wrong with that bearing. This is going to be your other handle bearing. Goes down in here like that. So we can set that bushing out. That will go right there. You got the other spool bearing right here. I believe it's the one that goes on this end. That fits good. I will probably pull the shields out of that one. So we can set that out. And here's your other spool bearing. It goes on this side of the spool. And that is correct. So we can set that bearing out. So far, so good. I have a drag kit. Let's see if it looks right. I ordered this off of eBay. I don't know. It's Carbon Tex drags, but I don't know what the company was I got them from. That looks somewhat correct. I believe they'll be okay, though. There's nothing wrong with this old drag set. I will keep them. All right. We're going to have to use a schematic because I've forgotten where everything goes. I believe the first thing that's got to go back in is this bearing. Decision time. Do I want to take the shields out of it? Well, no more than I paid for the bearing set. I think I will. Well, that's cool. I will take one shield out. I'll put the shield towards the spool. And we'll give that a drop of some good old Boca lightning lube here. Okay. That's probably going to fall out on me when I try to work on this. I think the first thing I need to put back in is this handle assembly. It takes this bushing right here. Well, it came off easy. Dadgummit. That's not good. There it goes. And we're going with the lightning lube grease up inside of this thing. And that thing takes a spring on. Oh, okay, it goes into that post. Okay. But there's a screw and a washer first. That washer goes in there, and it's got to be. This is going to be a lengthy video, folks. I'm sorry. It's got to go on there like that. I believe that's correct. We'll tighten this down and see what it does. Not meant for big fingers. If you have big fingers, don't choose working on fishing reels as a hobby. Okay, that feels pretty right. This post goes in right here, and this spring goes from here to the post. Yep, something like that. Pretty beefy little spring too. And let's see, it cams over. Okay, I think I got that right. Yeah, I would think so. Yep, that'd be right. Next thing is let's put the handle post together, or handle shaft. It got, looks like it had two shims, but there was only one that came out of it. Yeah, only one shim came out of it. Oh, it's still on there. That's good. That's good. We don't need to pull the shields off of these bearings are slow speed here. They're not casting. So I'm not going to get too excited about that. Let's see here. That ain't right. That ain't right. It goes. That don't make sense. It goes like this. And then the bearing goes in between there. Yeah, they're showing the shim on that side of it, so we're going to go with it. Okay. Gotta go with what the schematic says. That is the correct schematic for this reel. I hope I don't lose this. That would ruin my morning. Woke up at freaking 2 a.m. Could not go back to sleep. And it goes back into here like this. And there's 2 screws to hold it in there. So I'm about like groggy this morning. Just didn't sleep well last night. Glad I don't have to go to work today. That would suck. Well, that was good. I dropped it on top of a pile of screws that all look the same. Can't make this shit up. All right, let's see here. Something's different. Sigh. We'll try this one. All right. I probably should look into putting this level line back together before I put all this stuff up in there. Okay. This goes up in here like that. There's a little tab that goes in there. Before you put that in, this has to go in here. Like that. And then your worm, well, let's give it some oil. Will go in like this. And then you got the big old E-clip that goes out here on the end. Like this. Okay. And your worm or your paw will go down in here. Drop that in just like that. And give this thing a spin till it goes down flush. Why is it not going down in there? There it goes. This shim rides right on top of that. It's a little bit of shim. Minute. You'll lose it, I'm telling you. And then your cap. Okay. Then this trim piece, sure I got everything right here, goes in. Is it going like that? Or like this? Goes in like that. Over here on the drive side, it gets a screw right here. The screw on the palm side goes through the cover. Okay, right there. So we won't put that one in. This dust cover right here, you can go ahead and put it back in. It takes 2 screws. I took it out to clean it. You don't have to take that off to build this reel. I should be able to do these things in my sleep. It's coming back to me now. Like I said, I've owned one of these. The first left-hand bait caster I ever bought was this exact reel. Well, not this reel, but exact model of a reel. Yeah, fun stuff. We're going to give everything in there a little bit of grease, including those screw holes, where everything goes back together. This pin goes in right there. All right. I do believe the pinion goes in next. It rides inside this yoke. The yoke goes down like this. And then the pinion will get lubed and put right on top of that. And the springs are the last thing on with that. And probably need to put a little bit of grease in there too. May have to lift that yoke back up and then put it down in there. There we go. My hands are getting greasy. We won't worry about these 2 springs just yet. Just hopefully you don't forget to put them on. That's the last thing. We're going to build the drag stack now. Let's see where I got things screwed up here. You got your anti-reverse dog and cog go on first. You'll just slide it down there. You got your make sure I got the anti-reverse dog in there correctly. Yeah. So it goes down in. Wow. Okay, there we go. Got it. Now I'll show you how this works. Cranking forward. See how it slips off of it? And then when you back crank it, is that right? Yeah, that's right. That is correct. Okay. I'm having to build this thing by looking at the... anyway. Yeah, I'm an idiot sometimes. The next thing is this little spacer. You have to have that in there. Without that spacer, this gear is going to ride right up against that anti-reverse, and that's not going to work. So you got to have that in there. Okay. They're showing 2 eared washers, but that's not correct. There's no eared washers, just 2 of the exact same thickness. This went down. So this goes together like this. That's a little bit of a tight fit. That's incorrect. I had the wrong one in there. It's this one. Okay. They don't really show which drag washer goes where. But I do remember this going down. So we're going to get the cowls out. Make these drags nice and smooth. When they're new like this, they really soak up the grease. So you don't have to use cowls with carbon tex, but I like it. I like it a lot. So that goes on there. And it will go with either one of these plates will go down. And it will go down like that. But before we do that, we're going to put the other drag washer on it. Probably should have test fit that washer. It's a little tight. Yeah, it's going though. It will be fine. Fits perfect. Good deal. That goes on like that. But let's get some grease on it. Work that grease into those teeth really well. Line it up with the teeth on the pinion. And then your last plate goes on. Okay, here's where there's some discrepancy. I want to say that's like a plastic spacer. Let's see what 16 is. Friction washer. Let's see what 15 is. Spring washer. So it's 16 first, friction washer. And then your spring washer can go either way, whichever way you want to do it. And then you've got this number. Now it doesn't say, I can't really read it. I want to say it says 100, but that's not correct. It's probably 800. No, it's not 800. That's what I don't like about these schematics from realschematic.com. You can't read them. But I'm going to say it goes like this. There's a cut, it's got a cup to it or a shoulder. And it goes down over top of the shaft like that. And then your bearing. We're going to give it some go fast. And it will go on like that. And then you got your springs. We're about done with this side of the reel. Whoops, over here, you've got this brass piece goes in like that, and the spring goes around it. And right up in the middle of this cap, put your little dot of grease there. First thing in is this little rubber bushing, a rubber chute. It's like a rubber gasket. It was in there incorrectly when I got the reel. Probably why it wouldn't cast very good for somebody. And then your little brass piece. I don't know, maybe I didn't show that too well, but there's a little recess inside this cap. The rubber piece goes in first, little bitty round rubber cup. It's in there. When you take your reel apart, if you've got the original cap with it, it'll be in there. And then that little brass piece. And then just thread that onto the reel. Okay, and there's your cast control. We'll give that some oil. Well, it's not really cast control, it's a tension knob. And then the whole mess can go back together on this side. There'll be 4 screws. They're all the same. This reel is in remarkably good shape. Why am I putting bearings in it? Because I can. It would have been fine. I used mine for years, no fancy bearings in it. It had 1 ball bearing from the factory, and that was right there in the handle. I wanted to do a BFS setup with this reel, but I was unable to find any BFS parts for it, like spools and whatnot to lighten it up. But I'm okay with it being pretty much original. I think I'm going to throw a spinnerbait with it or something like that. I am going to fish with this reel, by the way. I'm actually, when I get done here, I'm going upstairs to put it on a rod and tie a lure on. May go fishing tomorrow. Get to go today and cast it. And I'll try to do a little video of that to add to this. And this is left hand, so kind of find your thread, go backwards, okay, going backwards, there we go. And I'll go right down against that bearing. And I did leave the shields on that bearing. And then you've got your handle washer there. This handle's a little bit bent. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I don't think it's bent enough to hurt anything. And then we'll tighten this nut down. Left-hand threads will cross-thread on you faster than the right-hand thread will, because you're not used to starting it, and it's just the way it ends up. If you take that nut and put it where the point's going right to the hole, when you put this on there, it'll be lined up perfectly. Okay, so there's half the reel. The major half of the reel. And before I put it in there, I'm going to lubricate that shaft before I put the spool in. I'll go in there just like that. A little bit of grease in each one of those screw holes. Then you've got this all right, we got some work before we put that in there. This little rubber piece goes all the way down in there. Actually, it might be fiber. And we'll give that just a little bit of a pull. And then you've got this bearing. I'm going to pop both shields out of it. It shouldn't be anywhere near dirt and debris. So we'll pop both shields out and we'll lubricate it. And it just slides down in there. Now I got to decide. I can't remember if it goes. Oh, they're showing it like that. No, they're showing it like that. Okay, hang on. We'll give that a little bit of oil. Can't hurt nothing. And this will go in there like that. Then your handle, and we'll give it some grease. So if you're looking at your cover, that should be 0. And as you throw it that way, it puts more brake on it. And that washer goes right there. You can give that just a little bit of oil there. Okay, see where it's pointing straight to the front of the reel. And it's still not popped in place for some reason. That's good enough. The screw with the fluted threads goes this very front hole. It's going into plastic. The other 3 screws are going into metal or brass inserts. Man, oh man, behave yourself. Interested to see how this thing casts with bearings in it. I've always wanted to put bearings in one of these things. My original reel still has the original bearing. They only had the one. It's got the original bushings. It's got some slop in it. You know, it's been used a lot. Lots of cast. Especially there for about a 10-year period. I was a fishing machine, man. And I had a fishing machine to fish off of. I had a really nice 19-foot pro tournament boat. Dual live wells, dual rod lockers. Sonar on the front. I had Lowrance. What was that big Lowrance? Had the navigation. You had to put the little Navionics cards in it. Back then, you know, we weren't fancy like we are now. But let's see what's holding this thing up here. It's acting a little weird. The boat was set up. And see, that would be full. mag control, and that'd be minimal. There we go. That's what was wrong with it. Spool was way too tight. Let's see how much. Oh, that drag is something else, man. That's a stop and drag right there. All right. Well, without line on, let's see how it free spools. Not great. I guarantee it'll loosen up. They'll loosen up the more I use it. Well, there it is. I'm ready to go have fun with it. I upgraded the drag. Not necessary. Upgrade the bushings and the one bearing. There's the old seals. There's your kit for a B Mag 1001, which is a left-hand 1000. I think I paid $60 for my first reel like this, and that was a lot of money back in late 80s. A lot of money. My dad was with me that night that I was in Kmart. It was about the only place we had around here to buy fishing gear. And I said, you know what? I want to get me a left-hand bait caster and try it out. And he said, well, I don't understand that, but you go ahead. Of course, it's my money, you know. I was working then. And I looked over, I was walking by a rack, and these things were in I think it was like a blister pack type of thing. And they wanted $60 for it. And I picked it up, took it home, and that was it for me. I was all about the lefties after that. All about it. It runs good. It's smoother than my other one. Real smooth. So, well, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. Just another upgraded reel here. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's better. Schematics really helped me out. Like I said, it'd been 2 weeks since I even looked at this thing. So there you go. I think I'm going to keep these parts together. In fact, I'm going to put them in this old Fast Eddies. That way I know what reel they went to. And I'll have them to put back in if I ever need to. They can go in my Shimano box over there. And man, I can't wait to take this thing out and fish with it. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to put a spinnerbait on it, but that's a good way to break a reel in my opinion. Something good and heavy. You can't really screw up the cast with a spinnerbait. And, 3/8 spinnerbait, good Lord, you cast it 50 yards, you know. So I'll probably throw one of them on. And man, that's smooth. It's breaking into gear good. That's smooth. Can't beat a Shimano. They're a pain in the butt to work on, but they're good reels. These old ones aren't bad at all. Well, I was getting ready to do my outro, and I'll do it again. This is John, the Vintage Fisherman. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and take a kid fishing. It's summertime. Not sure when this video will come out, but it's June here right now. It may be October before this video comes out. I'm months ahead, and getting ready to get my surgery. So by the time this video comes out, my surgery will be done, and I'll be back to work and making a living among the contributors to society instead of a leech. That's how I feel. I'm not, but you know, when you're out sick, you're out sick. You can't do anything about that. But I feel like I want to be out there making money and paying my taxes and doing the things I have to do to help out everybody else too. So anyway, take kid fishing, enjoy life, and if you're healthy, be thankful, because if you're not, I've experienced that lately, and it's an eye opener, and I can't wait to get healthy again. And it won't be long. So life will be back to normal. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching this channel. It's been growing well, and I'm never going to make money at it, and that's okay. I don't really care about that. I'm here to teach you all how to take these things apart and put them back together. So, y'all take care. Have a great day. Let's do a little fishing. Man, I've been wanting to try this thing out since I got it done. Let's start out with it. I doubt I'm going to catch a whole lot on spinnerbait today, but why not? This is my new to me B Mag 1001, an old lightning rod. This is pretty vintage. Got a chartreuse with a trailer. I don't know if I can see this in the camera or not. We'll see. But anyway, let's get down here and let's make a cast. I've never cast this reel before. That's decent. Smooth. Water's pretty clear. There's a bass swimming right there. He's little. He's coming towards it, but he ain't gonna be able to bite it. Didn't see anything big in there. Let's see here what we got that set at. Let's go with a little bit heavier mag on it. Woohoo, that thing casts good. This is gonna make a good one. Good search bait rod. Search rod and reel. Not a very fast ratio, but it'll... Oh man, I thought I had one. I don't know if I drug bottom there or what. It got tight, but it wasn't a hit. Interesting. Like I said, I'm just searching today. I'm just playing. I'm going to throw a few casts and move on to something else. I think a Ned rig's going to do really good today. That thing it's really casting nice. I might have to take my old B Mag and do this upgrade to it. So it's got bearings and upgraded drag. All right, one more cast. Let's go ahead and back that mag control all the way off. Let's see how far she'll go. Almost backlashed it. It's smooth though. It's that was all me not getting enough thumb on it. This is 10-pound line. It should cast pretty good, huh? Well, it did. It looped it up pretty good. We'll go ahead and get good and tight. That was not the best cast in the world. That's what happens when you try to bomb a cast with a bait caster. You'll bomb it all right. You'll bomb it. That's still not coming out. There we go. Now what you do is always put a little bit of back pressure on it, because there's a whole lot of line out of it now. That way you get it on her tight, you don't have to worry about it next time. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to put a little bit more mag back into that. And not try to kill a cast so bad. It happens right with you as you release the line, the spool will overrun. That's when it does that. So
let's go back to about 30. Oops, that's too much line. Look at that. Perfect. So it needs just a little bit of mag. That's okay. With that lure, it'll be different every lure I throw on it. All right, real proud of that. Love this rod and reel. It's one of my old tournament rod, or fishing tournament rods. Medium spinnerbait, 14-pound Vanish is what I used to run. All right, let me go get something else.